Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, intuitive guide and empowerment coach, and I'm here with this week's Pick an Angel card reading. It is November 16th, and this is for the week of November 16th through the 22nd, 2020. So what I've done is I've utilized 3 decks. The first is Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors. It's going to be sort of a summary of what the spread is about, the main theme. That's the way I want to put it. Then I've taken the Messages from Your Angels deck and the Legend of Avalon, and I've married them together in 4-card spread. The first position represents the foundational energetic aspect that we're starting the week on. Basically, what is my attitude? What is my belief about the situation? What is the dynamic? The second position represents the opportunity and or the obstacle. Every opportunity has an inherent obstacle, and every obstacle has an inherent opportunity. The third card, position represents the angel's advice for taking advantage of the opportunity or getting around the obstacle. And the final position represents the energetic dynamic at the end of the week. How has the week evolved, and where will you be sitting? That's how we're going. So I have pulled the cards ahead of time. I have not looked at them. We'll do it together, but I thought for the sake of brevity, I would do it that way. So I'm going to start with angel reading number 1, and the Kyle Gray card that I pulled for you was Guardian Angel. You are not alone. The first thing I got when I saw this was a feeling of I don't want to say that the feeling was sadness or depression or anything, but I felt a strong sense of responsibility, a strong sense of having to, if things are going to happen, I'm going to have to make them happen. And in some ways, I'm so integrated into my human body, my human experience, that I forget that I have beings around me that are there to support me. And one of the challenges is that they're not really allowed to intervene without our invitation, without saying, come in, I need your assistance, I need your guidance, I need illumination. And I have found that the most effective way to do that is to thank them for it. And not because I'm thanking them in gratitude, but in expectation of receiving it. And so it almost feels like I'm not pleading or begging, I'm more in excited anticipation. So let's see what your guardian angels want you to know that you're not alone about. In the first position, we have the angel Rochelle, and we have the eagle, which represents integrity. It represents, the eagle represents the connection to the angelic realm, and it represents spirit in general. And Rochelle represents the element of the heart. It represents following your heart. And as you follow your heart, that prosperity comes to you, but the prosperity is so much bigger than just material prosperity. So this is what the opportunity, this is what you have to sit on energetically, is connecting to your heart, and in doing so, connecting with spirit. In the opportunity and or the obstacle is the Grail Knight and Bridget. The Grail Knight talks about romance. It talks about seeking the sacred. It also talks about illusion. And I think that that's where spirit is going. I think that spirit is asking those of you that picked angel reading number 1 to call upon your guardian angels to help you go to the deeper truth that Excalibur represents, and to remove any illusions that are keeping you from following the guidance of your own heart. Because oftentimes, whether we realize it or not, when we endeavor to follow the guidance of our heart, the first thing is a fear-based dynamic. And we really get to look deeper into our motivations in order to establish whether this is truly something we're doing joyously from our heart, or something we're doing trying to stave off something down the line that we might find unpleasant or distasteful. Because in the angel's advice is the protection card and Shanti, the angel of peace. So as you honor and follow the guidance of your heart, spirit is more able to effectively, and obviously is the way I want to put it, show their support to you. And you will feel the inner peace of knowing that you're being protected. And in the final position, we have Serena, the angel of abundance, material abundance, And there's the trust card. But I must comment that this is really about a very relaxed energy. Serena her eyes are closed, her arms are open in reception. So for those of you that picked angel reading number 1, I want to sort of summarize it by saying, this is a week where I really believe that calling upon your guides and your angels to give you new experiences that support your heart's longing for material resources to move your story forward, because that is what Serena represents. And I want to put it this way, because there is this saying in the Bible that the meek shall inherit the earth. I don't know if that's necessarily true. I don't think you have to be meek. I feel like being joyful and being excited about the things of your heart, bring them in and then invite others to do the same. So connect with your guides this week. Be on the lookout for the wisdom that they bring through. It may come through a television show. It may come through a billboard you drive by. It may come through the words of a coworker. Just be on the lookout, because Spirit wants to support and honor the guidance of your heart. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 2. For those of you that picked angel reading number 2, I pulled the Traveler from the Kyle Gray deck, Angels and Ancestors. Move in a new direction. The first thing I thought of when I looked at this card, it's about traveling light. And because she's not sitting there with tons of luggage. She looks like she's got one bag. And she also has a very thoughtful, and at the same time, there's a sense of surrender in her journey, as if she knows that while she may be taking the physical action, she is being guided. So in the first position, in the foundational position, what do the angels want to say? Oceana is saying to take action. You're in touch with your truth and to lovingly assert yourself and your focus in that direction. When I talk about the Traveler, I could talk about people who are getting ready to travel for the holidays, or people who want to actually move from one location to another. But I really think this is about traveling in your mind, in your imagination, in giving yourself an opportunity to focus on the things that truly are most important to your emotional body. In the opportunity and or the obstacle, we have the Bee card, and we have Teresa, the card of caring for others. The bee represents victory. It represents good luck. It also represents industriousness. And while I'd like to say that this is about good luck, for those of you that picked angel reading number 2, I think you've been worrying about other people too much. You've been worrying about tending to other people too much, worried about their opinion too much, worried about their reaction too much. There's some sort of focus that is marring you from really being able to take action from a truly emotional place. And the angel's advice for getting around that worry, that overact, is giving yourself a rebirth. And it's interesting because Merlina is here asking you to do more research. This is where I think we go back to the Traveler. And this is where we go back to the idea of traveling in your mind to places you've never been, to experiences you've never had. And rather than trying to find the viability of that experience, it's more about, how will it feel when I get there? What would it feel like to be sitting on the ocean in Hawaii? What would it be like to be sitting, on a ski slope somewhere? What would it be like to be in that dream job? Because in the final position, Ariel is offering you new experiences, and the new experiences are going to support that fear is nothing more than false evidence appearing real. So what I want to say for those of you that picked angel reading number 2, I think this is a wonderful week to start to focus in on letting your thoughts travel ahead of your physical body, allowing your thoughts and your imagination to take you into realms you have not experienced. And in doing so, that is offering Spirit an invitation to bring those experiences into your physical experience. And this is why I don't believe this is going to end up being in a fear-based place, but rather starting to be able to identify where false evidence appears real. So if you've ever heard that you're not good enough for something, you can bet that was false evidence appearing real. If anyone ever said to you, you'll never amount to anything, that was false evidence appearing real. If anyone ever said to you, you can't be what you want to be, that was false evidence appearing real. So take the serenity that the Traveler offers Look at the baggage that you carry as you travel on your journey and decide if it's really something that you need or something you've outgrown. All right, let's go on to angel reading number 3. For those of you that picked angel reading number 3, I pulled the Heart Guardian. And she says to love and let yourself be loved. And I really want to focus on the let yourself be loved. Let's see what the angels have to say about that. In the first position is the Death card and Indriel. And death is never anything more than a transition. And in this position, it's a transition into shining your light. The authenticity of who and what you are, not the who and what other people expect you to be. In the opportunity and or the obstacle is Archangel Uriel and the cat. And it's funny how I said what people expect you to be, because Archangel Uriel deals with frustration, anger, and unforgiveness. And in some ways, I feel like this may be because people have not allowed you to be independent. They have pigeonholed you in some way, or you have been labeled something that you've evolved past. And now, rather than allowing yourself to continue to be frustrated, trying to convince those people or those dynamics or that situation that you're different, it's now more about just focusing in on what brings that joy to your heart. What is your heart? How do you express that? Because in the angel's advice, we have Celeste and we have the Wind Fairy. And Celeste will talk about a move to a new home or a new place of employment, but you can take my physical body and put it anywhere, and I think a certain way, and I'm going to take my actions based on what I think. So as you shift to a place of more independent thought, meaning, is this make me happy? Or am I doing this because it makes somebody else happy? Is this job working for me? Or am I doing it because I'm just so used to doing this job, I don't know what I would do if I didn't? That's where we go into your heart and allow yourself to be loved. In the final position, this is a time to end anger. It's a time to end your frustration with other people getting what they want and you not getting what you want. Caressa offers the end of a chapter and new happiness. And it definitely feels like the end of the wasp energy. But in order for that to happen, those of you that picked angel reading number 3, you're going to have to get clean with yourself about what you really want. So let's say you're in a dynamic where everybody likes situation A. Let's call situation A peas. Everybody likes peas, and every single day they feed you peas. And you know what? You don't like peas. Maybe you can put up with peas, but you prefer corn. You'd rather have some corn. It's time to have corn so that you can put an end to this needless anger. And the anger is because you have not allowed yourself to individualize who you want to be and what you want to be. So that's where I'm going with this. All right, it's kind of good news, because as you're able to identify something that is distasteful, you can move towards what is tasteful. All right, let's go to angel reading number 4. And for those of you that picked angel reading number 4, I picked the Medicine Guardian. And I immediately wanted to go to my physical body. And it says, be open to healing information. And I don't want to say it in a way where the healing means that you are sick or you are broken. I think it's the opposite. I think being open to healing information as I allow my physical body to get what it needs to run properly. When I'm putting good gas in the tank, it also helps all the other bodies, my emotional body, my spiritual body, my financial body, my intimate body. So let's see what the angels have to say about being open to healing information. The first position, we have Isabella saying, yes, the timing is right for this move. There's the movement card. And that is about really shifting from looking at your body as something that just walks around and bangs around and holds your heart and your liver and your bones. It's something that is facilitating your spiritual experience, and it's time to honor it in a way that fuels it, because now it's time to clean things up a little bit. Now that you've asked God and the angels for help, be open to receiving, and the frog represents cleaning house. So if indeed you've been wondering, why have I been constipated for so long, or why am I having the opposite? I'm having loose bowels. It's not necessarily something that you're eating. It might be something that you're not eating, or supplement that you're not taking, or exercise. I don't know. You're going to have to be open to the healing information. And when I say open, it's not in just receiving it, but implementing it into your life. So in the Angel's Advice, we have Chantal and we have the history card. And Chantal represents romance, but in this particular case, I don't think it's about romance. I think it's about falling in love with yourself all over again as you allow for this cleaning. And I really feel like I almost feel like it's a detox of some kind, something where you start to implement within your physical body something that supports it detoxifying from your history, from the stories, from the drinks, from the eggs, from the dairy, from the chocolate, from whatever the story is. Because in the final position, we have the love card and we have Adriana. And the reason I think that the medicine guardian is coming up today about your physical body, it is in preparation for a new chapter where your body, I feel like there's going to be opportunities for you to experience things that you've always wanted to experience. And in some ways, it's now time to prepare your physical body for that endeavor, that dynamic, that experience. If indeed you've always wanted to hike, Mount Everest, of course I'm being kind of dramatic there will come an opportunity where you will be able to look into that. If you've wanted to fall in love, there is an opportunity for you to fall in love. But if your physical body feels compromised, you will push love away because you will not feel worthy of it. I feel like Spirit is saying, no, the timing is right for this movement, because we are leading you towards not just love outside of yourself, but more love inside of yourself. And through that love, whatever history there was can be rewritten or recalibrated into a more positive and more balanced place. All right, that's where I'm going. Card reading number 4, angel reading number 4. And on to our final reading. For the summary for reading number 5, I pulled the Water Guardian. Isn't she gorgeous? The blues are just so vibrant. And I want to really bring up that the blues represent the throat chakra. So water represents our emotions, it represents our intuitions, but it's also about looking deeper into my emotions and how I speak to myself. In the foundational position, we have Daniel, the angel of marriage, and we have the forgiveness card. And I want to say this 2 ways, because those of you that picked angel reading number 5 that are in a relationship, Daniel often talks about the story, the history we bring into a situation. And there's the reconciliation card I call forgiveness. I feel like for those of you that picked reading number 5, the Water Guardian is asking you to be in touch with your emotions. And how do you speak about those emotions? Are you talking about the story of your love life as it has been? Or are you talking about it as you want it to be and want to experience it? Because if you've been in a relationship with somebody who you find grumpy, then if all you're doing is saying, well, they're grumpy all the time, you are co-creating their grumpiness. I'm not saying you're responsible for it, but there's a focus. The focus kicks in the law of attraction. The law of attraction kicks in the law of allowing, and you're used to allowing that experience. So now it's about rewriting that experience. And if indeed you're brave enough to look into your own emotional body and see where you have maybe been perpetrating historic energies in partnership. I never get a nice guy. I never win at love. I always pick losers. I always pick cheaters. It's time to start to look at that story and to rewrite it. Because in your opportunity and or your obstacle is the dog, unconditional love, loyalty, and sincerity. And if you look deeper, could you find that maybe the timing was not right? Maybe you're not a victim of your age, you're not a victim of your circumstances, but there were other things that were on the plate. There were other things that were important. And so you didn't focus in on love, not in a way that really served you. Or if you did focus in on love, it was maybe at a time when you had one sort of way of looking at things, and maybe you've evolved past that, because this is really about love. For those of you that picked angel reading number 5, it's about how you receive love, it's about how you want to give love, and it's about how your perspective of love. Because in the angel's advice, we have, as you're saying, your desired outcome will happen in the near future. Have faith and patience, and don't try to force it. And there's the big risk for you to go back and say, you know what, maybe the timing was wrong. Maybe, I wasn't ready to receive love. I wasn't ready to look at my partner through loving eyes, or I wasn't ready to receive a partner at all, which is kind of where I'm going with this. This really feels like it's much more skewed to the single person who hasn't had a relationship, or the person who was married and divorced and has been single for a long time, or a period of time where you feel like you've been single forever. Because in the final position, this is a time to have compassion for self as you move in a new direction, and you see that you have co-created your love life the way it is. And I want to put it this way, because I'm of a certain age. Most of you that watch me know that I'm now 61 years old, rah, rah, yay. Never got married, never had children. I could look at that story and be victimized by it. But what I do know is that it was never a focus of mine. And now that I'm a little bit older, I'm more ready to want to be in relationship, and I'm more prepared to be the partner that I want to receive. So for me not to have compassion and to just look and say, I'm an old woman now, I've aged out, that's not true, and it's not fair, and it's not authentic. So for those of you that picked angel reading number 5, I really feel like there's a reconciliation to be had somewhere where the road ahead makes the road behind make more sense. And if you're still not sure what I'm saying, go look up the song Bless the Broken Road by Rascal Flatts. That'll pretty much lay out the whole reading for you. Okay, that's it for this week. Again, my name is Teri Hunter. I'm an angel therapy practitioner, Reiki master, intuitive guide, and empowerment coach. I am available for personal readings if you'd like to reach out. Just connect with me through the information in the description, and I'll be back again next week with more messages from your angels, pick a card readings, and my monthly heavenly horoscopes. And if you'd like to talk about a topic, if you'd like to hear about something spiritual, you want to talk about the law of attraction, the law of allowing, manifesting, go ahead, write a comment, let me know, and we'll do a video on it. All right, thanks so much. I will see you next week. Have a wonderful week. Peace out.